What's up guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video is going to be a UI challenge, guys. I know it's been a long time since I actually made a video on this channel, but like I said, I have a few projects that I'm currently working on, guys, so I didn't have time to make a lot of videos for you guys. But anyway, going forth, I'll try to make at least a video per week. Okay, so in this video is going to be a UI challenge, and we are going to be designing these two beautiful screens that we have right here. These are like they fall under the clean design, right? There isn't too much information. The information isn't cluttered on the screens, and it looks really pleasant. And they use simple fonts, and the alignments are perfect. So let's go ahead and try to recreate these two screens. Let's start with the left one. Okay, left one. If you break it down, it's really simple. They have some text at the top and a search bar, and then followed by that they have a grid which has a lot of pictures and the names of the surfing instructors, and tapping on one of them, I think it will presumably take you to the screen where you can see the details of that particular instructor. So let's go ahead and start with this. This should be pretty much easy, right? Let's go ahead and start with this. As you can see here, I have as usual, I have a blank application. Let's go ahead and create a couple of screens. So I'll create the instructor detail dot. This is going to be the second screen. The first screen would be list of instructors, instructor dot. Fine. Let's go ahead and do the first screen now. So stateful widget. When I say first screen, I mean this one, guys. The screen on the left. Okay, the screen. List instructors page. Fine. Now get into main.dart. Give it here. What was that? List instructors page, right? List instructors page. And here we can, as usual, give debug false. That's to remove the banner. That's it. No other thing. All right. Now that the home page will automatically take us to this page. List instructor page. Let's just go ahead and create now. Alright guys, let's just return a scaffold background color. We'll give that color. I already have chosen that color. Fine. And then body, I'll use a list view. Children. Inside this, what I'll give is I'm going to be doing this bar, right? Back arrow at the left and a menu button at the right. So what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to use a row. Main axis alignment. Dot space between. Just a couple of icon buttons, guys. Cool. Now we have this created, right? Let's go ahead and do this as well. This I presume is a drop down, but for this purpose we'll just have this one location, and then we'll have this banner below as well. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be, this is a list view, right? I can simply, after this row, I can simply add a I'll give some padding to that. Left and right there should be some padding, right? Santa Monica C and style. I'll use a font called Tinos. Okay, Google Fonts is a package that I have installed, guys. This will let me use all the fonts that are available for Google. Fonts.google.com, that is a website, right? And they provide a lot of fonts. This particular package will allow me to show you. this particular package will allow me to use all those fonts. Okay, so that is why I'm using Google Fonts here, and inside this I can simply specify a I'll give this small arrow as well, so that will again be an icon button. The only difference is going to be that it's a arrow down, but if I give that to give that arrow button, I should probably include this inside a row. Cool. The only difference is this should be what is that, keyboard arrow down. Now let's go ahead and try to create this. Oh, I haven't shown you how this looks on the mobile device, right? Let me just load this up on my mobile device and I'll show you guys. Alright guys, now as you can see here, as you can see here, you can see the mobile device, right? We have this exact looking thing. Now let's go ahead and add this line as well, and then go ahead and start with the search bar. Okay. Save this, see how this looks on the mobile device. That looks fine, right? Just exactly like we have here, it looks. And then let's go ahead and do this search bar. Okay. Cool, right? Now we can see a nice looking search bar there, right, on our mobile device, like exactly like we have here. Fine. Now comes the important part, guys, the final part of our okay, filters is not that good. Wait, there is another filter, I think filter list or something. Yeah, it's like it will look like a funnel. Yeah, this is the one. Fine. Now let's go ahead and look at the grid part, guys. The grid part has a lot of stuff to it. Upon initial observation, you will just see that it's nothing but a grid with a name and a small rating beneath it, right? But if you notice carefully, there is also a slight shadow here below each and every one of the cards, so that each and every one of the images, so that it looks a little bit popped out from the screen, right? Let's go ahead and add that shadow as well. I'll show a method to add that shadow. If you have an easier method, kindly comment it below. Okay. So before creating this grid, let's first create all the data required for this grid. As you can see here, obviously I have a lot of images that I'm going to use. Okay, and let me create a model for this. Okay, I've named this instructor.art, and what I'll do is I'll simply, this is a regular class, guys. There's nothing fancy about this. This is the stuff that you write since you learned object-oriented programming, right? Sorry. String instructor name, string rating, string instructor picture, fine, and instructor, this dot instructor name, this dot rating, this dot instructor pic, fine. This is nothing but a constructor, okay, and this is nothing but a constructor. All right, then what we'll do is we'll have a list that contains all these instructors, fine, so that we don't need to input the data every time. I have a list which I'll use for this purpose, fine. Now as you can see here, I have simply I'm having a list that contains a lot of instructors, and they just have the what's that, name, picture and the rating. That's it, as you can see here, name, picture and the rating. So let's save this. We are going to be making use of this data and this model inside our list to create the grid as well. Okay, let's go ahead and create the grid. Inside the list view, this will be the next item. Grid should have a specific boundary, so height media query dot of context dot size dot height minus some 200 units, fine, and child grid view. If you remember in my old UI videos, I have already talked about grids a lot, guys, grid view a lot. So people who have been watching my channel regularly would already know this grid view. I have explained this in a lot of videos. There is actually a lot of, now that I think about it, there is grid view, builder, count, custom and extend. We have used custom, builder and count, all these three. Extend I haven't shown you in any of the videos. Even builder I don't remember. Custom and count I remember showing in my videos. Anyway, if you look at my previous videos, I've talked about grid view a lot, guys. Okay, let's just make use of count here. Grid view dot count and inside this I'll just give cross axis count. We need the cross axis count is nothing but the number of items in the axis, cross axis. So this is the cross axis. Okay, this is the main axis. You probably already know this from if you have ever used a column. So cross axis count is equals 3, and cross axis spacing is nothing but the spacing between the, you probably guessed it. Okay, this is pretty much self-explanatory. Main axis spacing is nothing but the main axis, the spacing in the main axis, and this will be false, primary false. And since this is inside a list view, right, you get it, right? So this is not the primary one, that is the primary one. And next thing is we need children here, children. And the other thing, important thing I forgot to mention here is the child aspect ratio. Child aspect ratio is nothing but I'll explain this when I show it on the device, okay, rather than putting it in words. If you see it visually, you'll get a better understanding. I'll just give some 0.67 or something. Okay, you can give from 0 to 1. Okay, inside this children widget, what I'll do is I'll simply wait, I have an instructor there, right? So I can simply make use of, declare that here and make use of it here. After this, what I'll do is final instructors equals all instructors. You get where this is coming from, right? Sorry, what am I doing? Here I have a particular list, right? All instructors. This is the one that I'm using here, all instructors. Okay, now I can use this instructors to reference that particular data. So what I'll do is I'll use a spread operator. Spread operator is one of the features that is available along with the new versions of Dart. That is a godsend feature. It simplifies our work a lot. Instructors. Also Dart extensions are pretty good, guys. I have used actually a couple of I have tried them and actually used it in a couple of scenarios where I found it really helpful. Instructors dot map element and inside here what I'll do is instructors dot map return build instructor grid of E, and below this I'll simply start creating that function that will build the instructor grid for us, the each and every item for us. So like I said, first we need to bring in the shadow and then have an image over that, and then below that image we need to give the name of the instructor and the I'll show you the shadow first, and now above that the image, and then the name of the instructor and the rating. That's it. Build instructor grid instructor. Fine. We'll return a gesture detector. Why should we return a gesture detector? Because we need to get the tap gesture and ensure that the user is forwarded to this page, right? Gesture detector, and inside the gesture detector widget I'll simply add on tap. For now let this be to do. Fine. And after this what I'll do is I'll do a child padding edge insets dot all 5 and give a slight padding, and child will be a stack children. First I'll have a container. This will be a big container. Okay, so 150 with you understand what I'm doing here, right? That is the container that's going to hold this image, this, and the shadow. Okay. Stack, since this is a stack, I can stack all those stuff on top of one another. And after this container I'll add a position. Positioned left would be some 30 units, top would be some 65 units. Child container height would be some 30 units. Width would be some 40 units. Decoration, box decoration, box shadow contains a list of box shadows. Cool guys, you can see the shadow, right? Now all we need to do is place the image on top of it in such a way that, wait, I'll show you. Fine, let's just save this, guys. Wow, as you can see here on my mobile device, you can see here, right? Now the images are all loaded neatly, and below each and every image you can see the nice looking shadow as well, right? So now the images not only they are placed on the screen in the grid, they are just they appear to pop out from the screen, right? You can create a cool looking effect without much effort, guys. That's what I'm saying here. Simply by using a stack, just place a container at the bottom and add a good shadow to that container with a good blur radius and a good spread radius. And then what you need to do is here, you can even fine tune this, guys. If you notice the shadow, you can even see the rectangular shape, right? Whereas if you notice in the actual design spec, there is no, the rectangle shape is almost not visible. So what you can do is by adding a border radius to this particular, where is it? By adding a border radius to this particular container and making the edges a little bit circular, you can also create that shadow to be like exactly as in the design spec. I have tried that and it works, guys. Okay, not in this design, but in another app I tried that and it looks really cool. Exactly like it makes it look like as if the image is popping out. Okay, so now that we have this in place, let's go ahead and bring the text here. Okay, the text is going to be practically easy, guys. This is the part that I wanted to really stress. After this position, I'll simply place another position. Fine, let's just save this and see how this looks on the device, guys. Cool, right? Now we have a wonderful looking, wow, it's amazing, guys. Now we have a wonderful looking screen with a list of surfing instructors along with their names and the rating given beneath it. So in essence, we have this particular screen, the one on the left side. I know the images are square here and it's a bit rectangular here on my design, but you can adjust the values, guys. All right, now let's move on to the second screen, guys. This screen. Okay, what we'll do now is this should be pretty much easy compared to this, right? Let's go ahead and start with this. This is pretty much blank for now, so stateful widget, instructor details, right? And let's go ahead and link this up with here. Navigator. Builder context. Instructor detail. Fine. And we can oh, I didn't save that page, right? Did I save that or not? Details, I think. And now I'll get back there. Here what I need to do is I need to return a scaffold, and I'll use a stack overall. Return scaffold. I'll use a stack. Since I'm using a stack, let me and we also need to receive the particular selected instructor, right? So let's just tap into one of these and see how this goes, guys. Fine, right? Now I didn't get this exact image, so I'm using some other image. Now let's go ahead and create this part. Okay. Let's just add a bit of decoration to this, guys. Decoration. Cool, right? Now fine. Santa Monica CA, this thing, and the line of text. Those are nothing but lines of text, guys. These two, 4.7 and 200 reviews. So I'll just, smooth star rating should have been inside a row, right? Because this thing here, if it's like this, then this should be a row. Fine. For those of you who are following along with this particular video, I'm really sorry, guys, because I know how frustrating it is when you are typing along with the video and then suddenly the guy in the video just pastes a block of code here. But these are just nothing but two text blocks, right? You probably could do this. I mean, there's nothing fancy in this. I'm just placing this 4.7 and 200 reviews here and then adding a style. That's it. Fine. So now we have this particular line ready. The next thing is a block of text, which is nothing but a paragraph, and another line of text that says read more. Let's go ahead and do that. First add a sized box so that there is some space, 5.0, and then there's a long text here. Save this. Let's see how this looks on the device. Cool, right? It looks really cool, just like we have here. Next thing is we need this bottom thing, and then we need an image, right? That's about it for this design. So let's go ahead and do that as well. Okay, that bottom thing is a bit tricky because we need to add a row, and inside that row we need to add a couple of columns. As you can see here, this is a row. We can use a row for this, and inside this row we need to add a couple of columns. So after this text, what I'll do is I'll add a comma first. Cool, right? Now you can see how this looks on the mobile device. 200 reviews, not review, just like we have on our screen here. Similarly, what we need to do, this font I didn't change, right? I'm simply using Tinos. I'll do source and so. Similarly, I need this one as well, and the availability. So what I'll do is I'll simply copy and paste this column once again. 200. For programs, save this. See how this looks on the mobile device. Awesome, just like we wanted, right? And what else is remaining in this design? This big button and the image. So to create that big button, let's just get out of the row and the column altogether and the container stack altogether. We need to be inside the stack. This entire thing is a stack. We are returning a stack, right? So we can't just get out of the stack. Now what I'll do is I'll get out of this container altogether. And after this container, or even after this positioned, I don't need this to be inside this positioned anymore. This position, you understand what happens, right? This positioned is nothing but this one. Okay, this entire thing. This doesn't matter anymore. Since I'm using a stack, I can place the elements even on top of this text. I can place the element, right? So I'm just getting out of the positioned, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply use a widget called the align widget. Align widget is perfect for this particular scenario, guys. Okay, that's why I'm using that. I'll just do wow. Now it looks really awesome, right? On the screen, as you can see here, it looks really awesome, exactly like we have on the design spec. Now the only thing that's pending is this particular image, this huge image, the profile picture of the instructor. So what I'll do is I'll simply use a position to maybe place that image perfectly as well. Yeah, I guess a position would do great for this. So Save this, see how this looks on it. Wow, it looks really good, right? Wow, it's amazing, guys. Let's just see if our hero works well as well. You can see that our hero widget works well as well, right? Cool. We just finished this. Oh, we have 3 more buttons. Oh, okay, we'll simply use an align. For the center widget, we probably need to use a position widget, since that will be like, wait, I'll do the center one first so that you guys can. Alright, now we have this button here in the center, and it doesn't look that good actually, to be honest, but we can't blame our UI team always, right? Otherwise the client would get angry. So what we need to do is we just need to finish off these 2 buttons and complete the design. So I'll just do 1 button and then we can copy that button and paste it again. Cool, right? Now we have 1 button at the top, like you could see here. We just need to replicate that exact button on the top right as well. So what I'll do is I'll simply copy and paste this. Favorite border. Fine. Now we have this exact screen here, right? Explore programs, ideal, everything. And also, like I showed you, Cora Wong, Ruth Norton, this guy Adele or something. Oh, this is a lady probably. Yeah, this is a lady. Cool, guys. Now we have this exact design replicated on a mobile device, right? This is a really cool design. Once you look it up on a mobile device, the code will be available in a GitHub repository, guys. I'll link that repository below. Kindly clone the code and try it out on your mobile device. It looks really awesome. So yeah, guys, that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you guys today. If you found this video helpful, kindly hit the thumbs up button. And share it with someone so that you could help them too. And as I said, I'll try to make videos, at least 1 video per week, guys. Okay. So yeah, if you really like this video and if you'd like to watch more cool content like this, kindly subscribe to my channel. And click the bell notifications icon so that you receive each and every time I upload notification each and every time I upload a new video. Okay. So yeah, kindly subscribe to my channel, guys. There's a lot of stuff that I am planning to upload soon. Subscribe to my channel and click on the bell notifications icon so that you get notifications each and every time I upload a new video. And hit the thumbs up button, guys, and thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.